Okay, so today on Ask the Instructor, one of the questions that I've heard recently was, how do I combat a layoff? The company I'm working for, how do I not get myself laid off? It's a good question. Hi, my name is Craig Michaud and I am the electrical instructor. Today we're going to talk about how to combat a layoff. Okay, it's something that in construction we have to deal with. If we go back to 2009, 2009 was a brutal year for everybody here in Connecticut. No matter what we did, there was no work. And, companies, you would call companies and you would try and find work, and people were they were already laying people off. So it wasn't like we were able to, stay busy. Some people stayed busy. Other people, they ended up going out of business, and there were companies, 30, 40 guys, apprentices included, and guess what? They all lost their job because the company closed and folded up and closed their doors. How do you combat that? How do we stop that? Well, unfortunately, guys, we had the same situation happen back in the 80s, and to be a good electrician is one thing, but to be able to combat a layoff, that's another, okay? I don't care how good you are. If a layoff is inevitable, it's going to happen. The only key that you can do is be prepared for it. So how do I combat a layoff? Well, I'm going to give you a couple tips on what you need to do to combat a layoff. One thing that you want to really work on is saving money. If you save money, you'll be in good shape. And I can already hear you now, Mr. M, how do I save money when I'm only making, $13 an hour? Yes, as an apprentice, that sucks, but we've all been there, okay? So when I started in this business, I was making $6 an hour. So I've been in this business a long time. Being able to save at least 10% of your check every week, just putting it away. If you make $300 a week, take 30 of that and put it in a savings account. This way here, over a period of time, you have that extra money, Now, is that a struggle? Is that a reach for some people? Absolutely. But you have to save money. If you don't save money, you're going to only end up worse. Second, you want to make sure that when you're working, that you are the most valuable that you can be. And what does that mean? It's very simple. You have to be an asset to the company. If you're an asset to the company, which means you hustle, you work hard, you're always there, you're always on time, you're never late, you don't miss time, frequently. I mean, don't get me wrong. Listen, if you have time that you can take off, take your week's vacation or take your 2 weeks vacation. If you have a couple sick days, use them when you're sick. But at the same time, look at it this way. If you're consistently calling out, you're the first one on the chopping block. So what I want you to understand is, how do you become that valuable person? You work hard. Most companies, depending on the size of the company, I'm going to give you this, most companies will talk to everybody and find out who's important. Hey, if I have 10 apprentices and I've got to let go at least 6, I want to know from the guys that are working with them every day if they're worth keeping. So, you want to be on that. One of the things my students always have heard me say is, you need to be on the list. Okay? Make me put your name at the top of the list. And how do you get there? Well, you get there by working hard, showing up every day, doing what you need to do. Okay? It's the same applies from school to the workforce. Being in the field, it's a little bit different. Are you going to have guys going back and forth on you? Absolutely. Oh, this guy, he's an ass kiss, he's this, he's that. Guess what, guys? Here's the thing. You don't have to be an ass kiss to get somewhere in this business. Okay? So don't think that that's what you need to do in order to get somewhere. All you have to do is show up and work hard. I'll tell you, if you can get into that situation, that's great because it's gonna keep you longer. Eventually, once you get your license, you're gonna have to do the same thing. If I've got 20 guys and I have to lay off 10 of them, you want to be in that top 10. And how do you get there? You work hard. You show up every day. You put in the overtime. You're willing to work. Okay? That's probably the best advice I could give anybody because I can't make you better than you want to be. You're going to deal with guys who are useless. You're going to deal with guys who don't care. And you're going to deal with guys who are going to constantly keep you on your toes. That's the guy you want to be with. Stay on your toes. Ask the questions. Are they going to be hard to work for? Absolutely. But that's what you need to stay with. So combating a layoff is basically saving some money because you always want to be sure you got that little cushion. And then you want to do what? You want to be the best apprentice or journeyman that you can be. It gives you a better understanding on how to combat a layoff. Okay? Is it foolproof? No. There's nothing foolproof here. But what you have to understand is the harder you work, the more money you make, the better of a chance you don't have to lose your job. Hard work always oversees everything else. So be a hard worker and go out and make it happen. If you liked the video, give me a like. If you haven't subscribed already, please do me a favor, subscribe to my channel. I'm constantly putting out new stuff. If you want to see something, do me a favor, leave me a comment down below. I'm always looking for more content, so what you guys want to see is what I want to give you. Have a great day and be safe.